here we are at Fakahatchee Island. It was just a little short run from where we were at the ruins. And this is one of the places where you can get onto the island. And we're gonna come in here real slow, put down the power pole and take a look at this very cool, and I'm always calling it an ancient island because for thousands of years, Calusa have been here. Slowing down, and we're at a high tide, so that's good. And I'm gonna be coming forward in a moment to fend us off. And what looks like a beach, that's actually shells. Shells that were placed here by the Calusa here on Fakahatchee Island. That's actually part of a shell mound. So I'm going to cut the engine and I'm going to move up forward here and very easily touch. I'll let that go. And here we are. I know I messed up that filming, and here you can see part of this Indian mound, and I'm going to go ahead and ask our first mate, Terry.
Yeah.
Would you put down the power pole, please? All right. And I'm going to come up and take a look at this very cool island. And I'm going to come this way. I'm going to let the boat, as I turn and capture one of the greatest boats ever made, a beaver tail, with a very serious looking first mate back there. I think she's finally getting a little smile. She's part of this crew wearing her white on white. Let's zoom up and see. Will she crack a smile? She doesn't want to talk. We're breaking her in to being part of the crew of influencers. All right, moving on. We're gonna go ahead and take a look over here at the, I love to see those mangrove roots, the beautiful water. So much we could talk about those mangroves, but we're right here right now, and we're gonna come back around and take a look at Fakahatchee Bay behind us and move this way slowly. And whoa, there we go. And all this, as you can see, it's not beach, it's shell trash from all the shells and the oysters that have been eaten by fish and birds and have washed up here on this beach. And we're going to come around here to this really cool structure, one of the many that's here, and that is a cistern that the pioneers made to capture fresh water when it rained. And of course, all this growth around it pretty much was not here when they did this. And I see some really cool birds back in there. And flitting about as small, almost as small as a hummingbird. But anyway, we're coming in, and I'm gonna come to a little end here of our filming. And I'm gonna come up and let's take a look at this really cool. You can see how they mix the concrete in with the shell. And of course, here's the water that's in here, and obviously not drinkable today, and a giant mosquito hatching place. But you can see how really, really cool this island is. And I'm gonna come this way a little bit, and there's more to see. And this will not be our first visit But here you can see how that shell mound will go up even further. But we're coming back in here. Take a look at these new mangroves, the propagules that have sprouted, and come back around and continue our journey into the Fakahatchee. And here we are coming forward. Terry keeping a good look on the boat. Anyway, how you doing back there, Terry?
Good. Our ladybug is still around.
All right, we have a ladybug that came on board. We're to understand they're lucky, and that ladybug is still on board from our run here. But we're going to come back out, and you can see how really neat coming out to these islands where the only way you can get here is by boat, which makes it even cooler. And to be here without, so many beaches in Florida and islands visited, because Florida's just a gorgeous state with so much to offer. And it's nice, though, to come to a place and you can see how this shell mound, at least part of it, where the Calusa, really no different than us. You can see, maybe I zoom back would be better. There, I'm back all the way where you can see this mound and just one of them, and the mound continues that way and much higher over here. And I've done many a visits to this place. Here we have some prickly pear growing on the island, and there are some feral hogs that are on this island. Now, this island is not attached to any mainland, so how those hogs got out here, I'm guessing somebody brought them out here. And they're now living out here feral. I don't know what they're eating or whatnot, but we have seen them. There's a little path to get to the top of the mound, but I'm not going to climb up there today. I'm going to come back around and take a look and continue our journey out here. There's our relaxing first mate. And doesn't that look like a lifestyle? Right there, a little cool drink in your hand, a beautiful mate and fabulous boat, and a unique area to explore and enjoy. So, as many YouTubers say, hit that subscribe button and follow us, because we enjoy helping you learn about the 10,000 islands and be happy to educate you about it, because it is a lifelong study. All right, more later on our Beaver Tail adventures.